Greetings Internet, welcome to Aaron Plays. In this episode I'll be continuing my mission in Ambush, mission 1. The other videos I've explained what the objectives are, what I'm doing. In this one I'll just give a brief recap. We have a German officer here who's currently prone. There are now 1 dead German here, 2 that are incapacitated here. We have a recently activated soldier over here. One of the objectives I'm trying to get to this objective, and this green here, which is the level 3, level 1, level 2, level 3. I'm trying to get some guys there, but I've only got 5 out of my 8 left. I've got myself, an incapacitated, and one of my guys actually killed in action. So we are in the action round, and we're going to begin a new action round now. So, first thing I need to do is, normally I'd check awareness if it was the first 2 turns, but we're into way beyond that now. So I'm doing a random event check. I add the 2 numbers up on the dice there, which becomes a 9, and I see if anything else comes out. We're at the maximum condition for this scenario, so the Germans are alert, and this actually activates a paragraph for the random event, so it's paragraph 3, 4, 6. I say out loud because it helps me remind myself, but I can write it down. 3, 4, 6. Okay. So what are we doing? 3, 4, 6. It says if German 34 has been removed from play by evasive movement once, see 611. He's been removed by evasive. German 34, so that's the officer, has been removed from play by evasive movement once. See, he hasn't, so that's a no event. Okay, he hasn't been removed. So that makes me think, oh, it can be removed. Interesting. Okay, so after the random event, we have initiative. So I roll 2d10, green for me, blue for German. The Americans roll a 5, Germans roll a 6. So they have the initiative. Okay, so let me move this over to my action chart. Zoom on that. Okay, so okay, so the officer, that's his X here, looking for 6 on the graph. We know the advantage, so he's going to get 2 actions this turn. Ambrose, Sergeant Ambrose, look at number 5. He's going to get 2 actions. Right, it's in red. Does he panic? Ambrose is by himself, but I think his rating. Oh, he's only got an initiative of 4. Ah, he's less than 5. He's gone too far ahead. It's definitely a 5, yeah. He panics. Squad leader panics. That's not good. Okay, Bell. Bell looking at 5. He's going to get 1 action. Dylan. He's going to get 2 actions. German soldier S, look for number 6. He's going to get 2 actions. And these guys, we're looking at 5. Right, they potentially panic. Okay, so Hudson, he's miles away from support. And Gibson, he's stacked with Dylan. So Gibson's initiative is 1. Dylan is 2. There's 3. That's less than 5. Gibson panics as well. Well, that's not good. I've only got 5 guys on the board, and 3 of them are panicking. Okay. I then roll for the German action number. Action 9. I don't know if it being higher makes it more aggressive or what, but yeah, they've rolled a 9. So Moving back to where the action is, and zoom out a little bit. There we go. This is pretty much everybody in, and we start with the German Josepha, who's here currently prone. Okay, so their action number is 9, and he has got no enemy within range. So it's condition 4 now. So he does action 837, or paragraph 837. 837. Right. It says if out of US sight, remove the German from the map. I don't think I have anyone with line of sight. Ambrose is the nearest, but it's going through these woods here, so I think he's going to be removed from the board. Just double check. Yeah, it's definitely going through that woods, so yeah. If out of sight, remove the German from the map. Okay. You're not there. He gone. Interesting. So I might as well move that marker from into the, well, if he's on the map, he's gone into inactive. All right. Next up will be Dylan. Okay, so Dylan is currently here. So part of the fire team, he'll go with his commander. So he'll stand up, move into the stream. So standing up, free action. He will move into the stream, and that is J4. Checking J4. Yeah, there's nothing happening there. Then moves in with Bell. Okay, for 4 movement points. You can't go into a crouch because that will cost a movement point. You get 1 stance change for free, which he did. So that goes down to, right, that was his first action. Next up is German S. Okay, German S. We're looking at condition 4 with a 9. Condition 4 with a 9. Look at paragraph 800. Lie prone. Okay, he goes down. That's it. That's all it tells me to do. That's his first action. Alright, his second action, well, that hasn't changed, so he will be staying prone. Okay. Actually, yeah, that's correct. No, it's not. No. I'll show you, I'm getting a bit confused here. Alright, so he was up here. He's just gone laid prone, so that moves him to there. Done that row. I'm looking at these numbers here, so it's actually next up would be Bell. Okay, so he's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he's free condition change, so he's gonna stand up and go 2, 4 to there. He can't crouch because he only gets 1 free stance change, which he did to stand up. Then we have Dylan's second action. We know firing at guys prone in the woods is problematic. However, Dylan will fire, So first of all, he has to check his weapon, see if it jams. It doesn't jam. We know his weapon skill at that range, his short range, is 5 short range. He's got a weapon skill of +1, so that makes it 6. However, lying down prone is, lying down is prone. Prone in the woods subtracts 4. So that will make it, he needs a 2 or less. He rolls a 4, which is a miss. And now the German gets his other activation. Nothing has changed. He will stay prone. And that concludes that action round. Okay. I did move him. I should have actually moved him through. Let's check L4. Again, getting carried away. L4 actually does say event. Alright, let's just retract that then. So, well, we'll see if it needs to be retracted. So it's event. We just rolled an 8 on the event table. It says go to 610, paragraph 610. Yeah, I've got to do this stop getting carried away on what I want to do and focus on every hex. If German 25 has been removed from the play by evasive movement, see German 25. German 25, that was the sniper, he was taken out. It says if German 25 was removed from play by evasive movement, once C347 when he was killed, so that's obviously a non-event. And moving into, when I move into M5, let's check the event. M5, come on, line up. Well, that's interesting. I had this one before. It's got it says non, and then it's got written in red N5. What does that mean? Well, I'm going to have to look that up. Okay, I'm just going to show you what this looks like on here. Alright, so I've got the word none and then N5, because I'm looking at, I've moved into M5. So what it's telling me is, I'm looking at the non. If I was moving the German and he was in M5, he moves to N5. But that's not the case of what we're looking at this particular box for. We're actually looking for something happening, so that's none. So that explains how Germans move. So that ends the actual action round, hopefully correctly now. So we might as well do another one. We've got one active German still on the board. Okay, once we take him out, we can go back to operations. So, what we're going to do first then, it's new action round. We roll for an event. It's 8 on the event table. Tells me to look at 610. Rings a bell. If German 25 is removed, yeah, it's a non-event. Okay, after events we do initiative. Germans roll a 7. Americans roll a 6. So let's fill this chart up again. Okay. So German with a 7. This guy here. Yeah. With advantage goes in there. Right, Ambrose, he rolled a 6 with a 4. So he's going to get 2 actions. Bell, looking for the number 6. He's got him panicking. the numbers in red. Checking the Bell has got an initiative of 3, so he does panic. Don't like the use of the word panic. I can't see him being panicked. He's just indecisive on what to do. Is that panic? I know it's a useful word, but it doesn't fit the narrative. He's checking out the situation. Okay. Actually, I did check in the wrong space anyway. I should, yeah, because we're disadvantaged. Hold on. So that goes there. Yeah, it's still a panic reference. Dylan with a 6 gets 1 action. Hudson, we're looking for 6. Actually, these 2 guys get 2 actions. Wow. 6 is a good roll for them. Okay. And then we do the German activation number, and it's 7. Okay. So let's move back to the action. Zoom out a little bit. Okay. That's the situation. So first off then, we have Ambrose, who panicked last time, doesn't panic this time. Okay. Yeah, my guys are a bit scattered at the present moment. He's got 2 turns, he's got no one he can give a turn to. There's 2 incapacitated Germans here. I think he wants to wait until he gets the rest of his team. Well, the rest of his team currently at the present moment is Hudson. So he's going to loiter with intent. Let's go and have a look when we go into this hex. So he's going up a level. Does that cost any more movement? Elevation change, hex side. No. Okay, alright, fair enough. So that's 2 to enter the woods. And then he'll go and crouch. Before he crouches, I've got to check that hex. So M10. Let's have a look at paragraph sheet there for M10. Right. It says sighting 1. We haven't had sighting 1 yet. 186. So let's see if that actually does anything. 186. Roll 1 die. He rolls a 1. 186. 0 to 2. Conduct activation check. If successful, see 288. Okay, so we're on condition 4. 0 to 8 is an activation. 9, there isn't. He rolls a 1, so we do have an activation. If successful, see 288. So we're moving to 288. Alright, conduct PC check at -2. Okay, so this is Sergeant Ambrose. He's got a PC of 7, which becomes 5. He rolls a 3, so it's successful. So he's perceived something. If successful, C324. Okay. S1. Activate German 9 and 15 in hex K13. Right. Okay, better pause there. Okay, so we've activated 2 Germans, and they've actually activated in this building hex here, both in the same hex. They are German 15, who's a German with a sniper. Well, he is a sniper. He's got a sniper rifle and a grenade. He earns me a victory point. And another one is another sniper. No, he's a soldier. Plain soldier. But he has got a sniper rifle as well. Bolt rifle with a scope. But he's... Okay. Wonder why they would give one a definition of a sniper and one with a soldier. If they both got sniper rifle, maybe their behaviour is a bit different. And the way they move and carry on. So, there's 2 new guys activated in this building. So that's why Ambrose could see them. And he's perceived them. So what I now need to do, because it's 2 new Germans, I have to roll a new German activation number, or action number, to see what these guys are actually going to do. So I've now rolled it action 4, which means now everyone will be on action 4, so that includes the one that's already on the board, but though his position won't shift. Now, these have both got initiative of, no, L has got initiative of 3. So he'll be looking on the 3 track, and it's, oh, that's a good point, action 4. Okay, so and it was advantage, so he gets 1. R has got 2. That's a 4. He's got 1. Okay, so that fills now. There's 3 German action markers on the grid. We're still doing Ambrose here, and then we're moving it to this column, and then it'll be the German L who will activate. So Ambrose has spent 2 movement points to get into that hex there. Okay. I think, does discretion, so yeah, he spent 2 movement points to get into this hex. He now sees 2 Germans in that building. He perceives them. Is it time to get out of dodge, or does he carry on? So we've now got 3, potentially 4 Germans. Ah, good point. I get 2 victory points. As soon as I activate, each one of those worth 1. So it now takes me to 7. Meaning I need 13 to win this scenario. I think I'd rather he didn't take a risk. He's going to fall back down that slope until he gets the rest of his team together. Yeah. Will they be able to see him there? This is where I've got to get my head round there. Right, there's definitely a wood sex in between there. So he's out of line of sight. So that's Ambrose first turn done. Okay, so we're now looking at the German L in that building. We are on action 4. So action 4, German L, with condition 4, he does action 917. 917. If in a building hex, see 801. He's in a building on hex, see 801. Crouch. Then conduct best fire at easiest target. Fall prone after fire if 3 stance change available. Well, actually didn't say what stance that they were in. Or did it? 3, 2, 4. That was the paragraph I was on. Crouching. So they were crouching. My bad. Okay, and this just told me to go to alright, just double checking. This is Soldier L. Action die roll of 4. Go to 917. Go to 801. 801. crouch. He's already crouching. Then conduct best fire. I don't think he can see anyone. Or can he? He's on level 2 here. This is brush, which blocks same. So this is lower. So now comes the line. So can he see Dylan or Gibson? Definitely won't be able to see Bell. I doubt he'll be able to see Hudson, and we know he can't see Ambrose. So it's Dylan and Gibson. Because of the heights rules, I'll have to check that. Okay, getting my head around the line of sight rules because now it's quite applicable. So, elevation itself, these elevation changes, do not block line of sight at all. It's when there's an embankment, which is this brown lines here, that it might do. Now, this brush is on the lower level, so it doesn't block line of sight along it. Now, the line of sight is crossing the embankment here. So embankment hexes represent steep changes in elevation and they may block line of sight. An embankment hex site is considered to be at the higher of the two elevations it borders. That's an embankment adjacent to level 2 hexes and called a level 2 hex site. It's a level 2 hex site. If both sighting hexes are on the same elevation, then the embankment has no effect, of course, yes. If at different elevation, the embankment blocks the line of sight if it is higher than the lower of the two hexes. It is higher than the lower of the two hexes and not adjacent to the high hex. Right, if higher than the low hex, but adjacent to the high hex, the line of sight is not blocked. If at the same elevation as the low hex, blimey. Okay, I have to think this through. Right, okay, so the way I understand this, okay, so that's the embankment hex side. So if there was, if L was here, then it wouldn't block. But because he's not adjacent to the embankment hex side, it does block. And line of sight is reciprocal, so he can't see down into here, but so he could see along. He could see along this line here, so he can see Dylan because there is no embankment. But he can't see Gibson because it crosses the embankment and he's not adjacent to it. That's the way I read it. Any comments if I made any faux pas, but I think that means that, according to this paragraph, L shoots at Dylan. Because if this has all been at the same elevation, so this has been at the level, then this brush would have blocked. But because this is higher, it's not sufficiently high enough to block the line of sight to Dylan, who's standing there nonchalantly, not expecting a shot from the German here. Right, so what's the range? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hex range. 9 hex, so first of all, let's got to check for jamming. So let's hope he jams, 0 to 5. 50, no, doesn't jam. So we're looking at scoped rifle at 9 hex is a medium range shot. So that's a 4, and he hasn't got any weapon skill on him, has he? He's weapon skill 0. Yeah, so it's still a 4. And I'm standing in the woods, so it's -2, so it's a 2. He rolls a 7. He misses. Thank for that. Okay. That's his one action done. Okay. Now we go into the 2, and we're looking at Soldier R, who's in the same hex. Oh, wait a minute. It did say he if you had a free it was 800, wasn't it? Got to write these paragraphs down as I read them. Okay, so I'll have to double check. He was action 4. He went to 917. 917 said if he's in building C 801. 801 crouch. He was already crouching. Then conduct best fire at easiest target. Already done. Fall prone after fire if free stance change available. So he falls prone. Soldier L. These lines, yeah. Which I think that takes him out of line of sight because that's a door. Ooh. And that's a good point, yes. From the door, could only fire. Didn't even take that into consideration when I was looking at the embankment. So I could only fire at Dylan there because I can only fire out the door via this and this way. So if that makes sense, that was the angle of fire he had out of the door in through there. But at least it made me check the rules and the embankment rules. So anyway, Soldier R for the Germans. We know that the action number is 4. Condition number is 4, so he's doing 800. 800, which I think was lie prone. Lie prone. He looks at Laos and says, "Oh, that's a good idea." That was the worst German accent on the planet, wasn't it? Okay. So that's his one action done. Okay. So next up is Dylan. So that's Dylan here. There's no point firing back because they're prone in a building. Interior through aperture, not adjacent to firer. Prohibited. Interior through aperture. Yeah, that's an impossible shot. Okay, so let's carry on what we were planning to do in moving up to Bell, try and keep him happy. So he'll go 2. We know there was nothing in that hex because Bell's moved through there. 4, and then does his 3 stance change. Okay, we're now over to Hudson. Okay, he's only got 3 movement points. Is it time to try to think about crossing? We know we need to get into this building. But the aim was to try and get everything back here, so we know this here is dangerous. So we'll get Hudson closer. So Hudson, free stance change, then moves into J9 where I need to do a paragraph check. Yeah, that's nothing. So that's 2 movement points, and he goes back into a crouch. Gibson, that's the gentleman here. Okay, so he free stance change. He stands up for free, moves into the stream, which is yeah, I don't want to be along there. I'm going to try and move into the woods. That's That's risky. But I want him to come back and link up with Bell. So he'll go I4. I suppose I have to keep checking these paragraphs. No effect. So one movement point, then into J3. Three movement points. So he's busy crossing the stream. Nothing on the paragraphs. So, and that then brings us to the original German that was on the map. This guy here. That's Soldier S. And we're on action number 4. Condition 4 does paragraph 919. If in activation hex C802, he still is in his activation hex 802. It says crouch, then conduct best fire at closest target. So he's currently prone. Can he see anyone? No, but it does say crouch. So he goes up, he pokes his head up. Then conduct best fire. Well, he's got no one to fire at. Can't see anybody. Fall prone after fire if free stance change available. He hasn't got a free stance change available. So he's prepared to fire, but no target was available. Well, okay. Sort of makes sense. You had to look up. I missed Ambrose's second turn. I went back to the old way I was doing it. Okay. Ambrose then, I'm just going to say he did nothing. He's waiting for Hudson to catch up. So, yeah. So that ends the action phase, or the action round again. Okay, so we'll be going into the next action round, but that'll be in the next video. Interesting. So, there's a couple of snipers around. We've taken out one sniper. There's effectively another sniper and his buddy, who's also got a sniper rifle in that building. We know there's a German officer who left the board in this area. We don't know where he is. And I'm down to 5 guys. 2 of which are my least capable soldiers. So, is the mission worth continuing? I'm nowhere near the victory level, so it'll be classed as a lost scenario on 7. But I do want to get these 2 incapacitated guys off the board. Otherwise, they'll be classed as dead. I presume taken prisoner or whatever. They'd be removed from my squad, and I'll get replacements. And as this is the first scenario, but that just feels a bit wrong. I'd want to take them off. The question is, can I see myself getting to either this objective, or now with 2 Germans in here, getting to this objective, or even still getting to where this aeroplane has crashed over here. So I will continue until I've taken 50%, and then I'll make an assessment. I'm down 3 out of 8, so I'm not at the 50% level at the moment. So Sergeant Ambrose is prepared to continue. I'd like to get. So this is going to be dodgy for Hudson to cross this area, because these guys are covering that stream quite effectively. Yeah, it could be. This was plan B, was going this way, but now it could be plan C to come back. Maybe bring all the guys back, bring Ambrose over, bring Dylan and Bell across, tell Gibson, don't worry about crossing the stream, get back on this side and come this way around here and take out this building. Leave Soldier S. We don't know what he'll do. He'll probably disappear from the map. I do like the decisions I've got to make. Obviously I have no idea what's on the rest of the map. So it does create a very interesting narrative. It also creates that feeling of which way shall I go? We now know once we're here, only crossing the road will cause us a problem sighting wise, but what Germans are in this area, we have no idea. So I have to ponder that whilst I upload this video, and ready for the next episode. Thank you for watching. Until next time, bye internet.